Trevor Lawrence and Tua shouldn't be making more than Daniel Jones. I'm going to say it. Should Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa make more than Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins? What the hell is the difference?
I don't care if niggas is shooting, it's all about the clap back. Get your boss whack, premieres funeral on Snapchat. You now tuned into the bad guy, mad fly.
All right, look. This offseason has been a little crazy with the contracts. Now, I'm all for paying your best players. I'm for that. But at what cost? You see, my whole thing is this. If I'm going to pay for something, I like to know what I'm getting. And if I'm going to pay a certain price for something, the expectation is I'm going to get a said thing. So if the price for said thing is the price for said thing, and I pay that price, I should get said thing. You with me right now? But if I'm buying something that is not capable of getting said thing, why would I pay the price for said thing if I'm not going to get said thing? That said thing is a Super Bowl. That's what it is. So why am I paying Tua when I know he's not capable of winning a Super Bowl? Why am I paying Trevor Lawrence if I know he's not capable of winning a Super Bowl? Jerry Jones. Why is he paying Dak? He's not capable of winning a Super Bowl. There's a reason Dak hasn't gotten his extension yet. So at the end of the day, the only one I'm going to give a pass to is Jordan Love. My thing with Jordan Love is this, and I'm going to double back to them bum-ass quarterbacks in Florida. I'm going to get back to them in a second. The only reason why I'm going to give the Packers a pass for Jordan Love is because they waited too long to start him. See, the thing with Jordan Love is he's set for 3 years behind Rodgers. So because he's set for 3 years, you really don't have time to watch him develop. You don't have time to give him 4 years like Trevor and Tua. You don't got time. So you kind of got to gamble on a kid who just went to Dallas and won a World Playoff game his first year starting. You got to gamble on that kid. I'm all for paying Jordan Love because I would have broke the bank on Jordan Love too because I don't have time. It'd be one thing if he was a rookie, played one season, won a playoff game, and they gave him a new contract. No, you're stupid because you got 3 more years and a 5th-year option. But the dude's set for 3 years. You got to pay him. You don't have time to wait. So giving Jordan Love all that money was actually brilliant by the Packers because you're getting him at today's price. You're getting him before the next Josh Allen deal, the next Big Mahomes deal, the next Lamar Jackson deal. You're getting him on today's price. Remember when Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott at $40 and $45 million, whatever, Deshaun Watson, remember when that was considered a lot of money? How underpaid do Dak, Watson, Mahomes, Daniel Jones, how underpaid do they look right now? If you're a Saints fan, how cheap does Derek Carr look right now? If you're a Falcon fan, how cheap does Kirk Cousins look right now when you got quarterbacks getting $55 million? So at the end of the day, the Green Bay Packers were smart to pay Jordan Love because he showed what he can do. He showed he's capable of beating Dallas. He should have beat the 49ers in the playoff game. So you have a ceiling. You're paying for his ceiling. Just like the Dolphins, just like the Jaguars, you're paying for Trevor Lawrence's limited ceiling. You're paying for Tua's limited ceiling. What the fuck are you going to get out of that? What has Tua shown you since he's gotten to the league? He can't win in cold weather games. He's horrible on the road. He's shown you that. Trevor Lawrence, He can't be good for a whole season. He's inconsistent and he's injury prone. He's shown you that. You're not supposed to give players like that the bag. You're just not. You got to make them prove it. Very rarely do I have nice things to say about the Washington cockroaches. I call them the cockroaches, all right? They're the cockroaches of Washington. Very rarely do I have something nice to say about them. But the way they handled Kirk Cousins needs to be commended because they didn't overpay for mediocrity. They franchised him and let him go. You got to respect that. They didn't set their franchise back 5 years by overpaying a quarterback that could barely go to the playoffs. My Giants with Daniel Jones. We had to pay him because we didn't pick up his fifth-year option, but we gave ourselves an out after 2 seasons. There's no out with Trevor. There's no out with Tua. You're stuck. You stuck. I don't mind being stuck with Jordan Love because he's a glorified rookie at this point. What's the difference between Jordan Love and CJ Stroud? What's the difference? I mean, when you really look at it, what's the difference between Jordan Love and CJ Stroud? You know, in the NBA, Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, you know these Chet Holmgrens, you know these guys who missed the first year off injury when they play their sophomore year are eligible for Rookie of the Year because it's their first year starting? See, that's how I look at Jordan Love. It's his first year starting. He's a rookie. So what's the difference between him and CJ Stroud? What's the difference? So if CJ Stroud was on the open market, don't you think he'd get the same contract as Jordan Love? I'm not mad at the contracts. I'm mad at the fact that Tua and Trevor Lawrence don't deserve that money. Tua and Trevor Lawrence do not deserve that money. And I believe their fans know it. I believe the front office knows it. But sometimes what happens is you get pigeonholed into a spot where you feel like you can't replace that player. And I'm a firm believer in if a player ain't worth the money, then don't pay him the freaking money. In baseball, you know there's dudes in baseball, like I'm talking, Blake Snell was a Cy Young winner. He sat all season and didn't get signed to the last minute because teams are not going to overpay for a player that they don't feel is worth the value. Baseball teams do it right. Ain't it funny how the team with no salary cap is the cheapest teams? They're not going to overpay a player. Ain't that funny how baseball, the team where you can spend the most money with no repercussions, is the sport that draws a line in the sand and says, we're not going to pay you more than you're worth. Football, overpay. Basketball, overpay. I mean, what the hell are we doing? So it's just like, Trevor Lawrence and Tua shouldn't be making more than Daniel Jones. I'm going to say it. Should Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa make more than Daniel Jones, Derek Carr, and Kirk Cousins? What the hell is the difference between Tua and Trevor Lawrence and your Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, and Derek Carr? That little middle ground with Derek Carr, Daniel Jones, Kirk Cousins. The quarterbacks that are good enough to win you a playoff game, but that's about it. That group of quarterbacks right there. Well, Derek Carr, he ain't capable of that, but for the sake of this analogy, I'm going to keep his little bum ass in it. What the hell is the difference between those 3 quarterbacks and Tua and Trevor? What's the difference? Why are they making $15 to $20 million more than those quarterbacks? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. But anyway, I ain't got nothing else to say. That's it, that's all. Hit that like button, hit the sub button, drop FUs in the comments if you rockin' with me, and stay vicious. Dismiss.